So we've talked a little bit about what responsive web design is. Responsive web design is made up of three main components. Those are fluid grids, flexible media, and media queries. And we're just going to go ahead and talk a little bit more about these in detail. Grids have been used in graphic and web design for quite some time, and they allow us to keep structure within our various layouts. They kind of provide a system rather than just putting objects on a page randomly. And the point of a grid is to help you line things up and to maintain order. Now, what makes a grid fluid is the fact that the grid will expand and contract based on the size of the browser window. And once you start resizing the browser window, the layout is going to change. Some of the examples we already looked at, go ahead and do that. The second component is going to be flexible media. When you use a fluid grid, you can't just put in static content like images or something like that, because then the images are going to break within the fluid grid. They're not going to scale naturally. So what we want to do is we want to use flexible media, and what flexible media is going to allow us to do is it's going to allow us to use images and video, and they will stretch based on the size of the screen. And finally, the last component that we're going to use is media queries. Media queries are CSS3 components that allow designers and developers to target specific characteristics of different devices or screens. Some of these characteristics are things like screen width and height, pixel density, device orientation. Once these things are targeted, then we can provide CSS that applies to the page only under those particular circumstances. We're going to be looking at all three of these components more in detail in some of our upcoming videos.